Hi everyone, how you doing? You welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we'll be making this trendy bubu gown with deep v-neck at the front, and the back neckline also is deep v-neck with strap. I made use of 3.5 yards of Ankara print. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video with your soul friends. So guys, let's jump right into it. So to cut out this trendy bubu, the first you do is to fold by the yardage of your fabric. So this is the yardage of my fabric. Let's assume this is the yardage of my fabric and this is the width. So you fold by the yardage this way. Then after folding, then you fold one more time this way, because we are cutting the front and the back together. That's how you fold your fabric. So after doing that, now the next you do is to get the width of your neckline. So for the width of my neckline, I will make use of 3.5 inches. Note we are drafting the front and back together. So this is the shoulder. This folded line here is the shoulder. We have 1, 2, which is 4 fabric, the front and the back. So you mark the width of your neckline, 3.5. Then for the front neckline, I will come down by, let me do 7.5 inches. By the time we sew it, we'll be having 8 inches. For the depth of the neckline, so 7.5. So now connect this way down. So after connecting your front neckline, now you get the back neckline. So for the back neckline, you still maintain 3.5 for the width, and you come down by the depth of your neckline depending on how deep you want yours. So for mine, I will make use of 11 inches here. I'll connect with a straight V this way also down. So after doing this, now the next you do is to get your shoulder. The shoulder you are working with, you divide it by 2. So the shoulder I'm working with is 14. 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 inches. Then I'll add half inches to this, which will give me 7.5, and I will mark here. So after getting this, now the next I will do is to get the length sleeve. So for my length sleeve, I want to make use of 12 inches for the length sleeve here. This is 12 inches. Then I'll add 1 inches for folding allowance. So now we have 13 inches. So now after doing this, now I'll come down for my shoulder by how wide I want my sleeve to be. So for here, I will just come down by 12 inches here. This is how wide I want the sleeve to be. And I will mark 12 inches. So now connect this line. So now after connecting the line, now you check what you have on your shoulder here. We have 20.75. You bring it down to your sleeve opening, which is 20.75. So now you connect this line with a straight line. So after connecting the sleeve opening, now the next you do is to divide the biggest part of your body. So the biggest part of my body is my hip. So you divide your hip by 4, or the biggest part of your body, anyone you're working with. So the hip I'm working with is 45. 45 divided by 4 will give me 11.25. So this is 11.25 here. So now you need to determine how big you want this bubu gown. So for me, I'll make use of 8 inches. You can use 5 inches, you can use 6 inches, depending on how big you want your bubu gown. And you know this gown is very big, so I'll make use of 8 inches here. So this is 8 inches here. Now we have 19.5. I'll come down here also and mark 19.5. So I'll connect down. Then after connecting, now you have to get that kimono armhole. So you just connect this way down. This is how you get your kimono armhole. If you don't want to make use of your free hand, you can make use of your French curve also and place it this way. So now the next we do is to mark this 19.5 down to the length of the gown. 19.5 down to the hem of my gown. As I'm marking it, I'll be adjusting my fabric. 19.5, because the length of my gown is by 60. So I will mark this down to the hem of the gown. So now you connect down. So I'm through with the connecting of the width of my fabric down to the hem of the line. Now the next we do is to cut out. So after cutting out, now you keep your fabric. So you cut out the neckline. So to cut this out, you cut out your front neckline first. So after cutting out your front neckline, you launch the shoulder together this way. You make sure they are together, then you give it a launch. Now you open it up so you can cut the back neckline. So now after opening it up, now you cut the back neckline. Before you cut the back neckline, from this launch we have here, you come down by 1.5 inches and mark. So this 1.5 inches we came down, that will be where the strap will be. So now you cut out your back neckline. Okay, so this is the back neckline. Now the next we do is to cut out facing for the front and the back. So I'm through with the cutting of the front and the back neckline. The next we do now is to cut out the facing for the front and the back. We'll be cutting it together. After cutting, now you get the width of your facing. So I want the width of my facing to be 2.5. You can see I've marked 2.5 all round. Now cut it out. I'm done cutting out the facing. Now the next you do is to check what you have from this 1.5 inches to this 1.5 inches here. We have 7.25. So now I've cut out a strap. The width of my strap is by 2.75. So the length will be by 8.5 inches. So now cut this to 8.5. The strap will be by 8.5 inches. Now cut this out. So now I'll go to the machine. I will sew this on 0.25. So I'm through with the sewing of the strap. You can see how it is. After sewing, I turn it to the front and I give it a good press. Then the joining is at the back. This is the front. This is where we'll place at the front. So now after doing that, now the next you do is that you fold the hem of your facing this way and fold one more time, or you use a serger to serge the facing round the way I did mine. So now the front of the facing will be facing the front of the fabric. The place we have launch, you place them together this way. Then you bring this your strap, you put it inside here first. We'll be sewing it down here on the 1.5 inches mark. This is how you place it. So now you pin this down. So you go to the sewing machine, you'll be sewing the facing down together with the gown. Make sure you pin down that strap here. So now go and sew the neckline first. So I'm through with the sewing of the neckline, and you can see we sewed this strap. Now you have to put it on this other side. On this side of the neckline, I did not sew it. I jumped the stitch so we can fix in the strap. So to fix in your strap, you come in here. You can see the way it is now. You open up your seam and you place your strap this way, and now you go and sew this down. I'm through with the sewing of the strap. You can see how it is, and this is the back. So now the next you do is to give your neckline a launch, and you turn it to the back, then give it a good press this way. You press your seams down and you use hemming gum to hold down your facing. So from your shoulder, you come down by your waist measurement. So my shoulder to waist, I have 16. So I'll be making use of 16.5 here. So now this is where the pocket will sit. This line here, that's where I'll put my pocket. You bring one side of your pocket. You make sure the front of the pocket is facing the front of the gown. Then you place it this way and you pin down. Then you repeat the same thing also on this other side. The front of the pocket will be facing the front of the gown. Then you pin down also. So now I'll go to the machine. I'll be sewing my pocket to the gown on 1/2 inches here. Then I'll repeat the same thing also on this other side on 1/2 inches. I'm through with the sewing of my pocket. You can see how it looks. This is the front and this is the back. So now you turn your gown to the back. Go and join your gown on the sleeve here by ½ inches from here down. When you are sewing, when you get to the pocket here, you sew round your pockets like this to this other side. Then you continue, then you sew it down to the hem of the gown. Let's do it one more time. You start to sew from your sleeve here on ½ inches down like this, and when you get to the pocket, you sew down round the pockets down to this other side. Then you continue. When you get here, you double stitch, then you sew down to the hem of your gown. So before you join your gown together, use a serger to serge the ½ inches for the pocket this side, and you repeat the same thing also on this other side. Then now you go on to join your gown together on ½ inches from the sleeve down to this pocket here. Then you sew round your pocket to this other side, then you double stitch again, then you sew down to the hem of the gown. So I've done the same thing also on this other side of my gown. Now the next we do is to fold the hem of the gown on 1 inches. You fold on ½ inches here, then you fold one more time. I'll do this, then I will display this gown for you to see. I'm through with the folding of the hem of the gown, and I've given it a good press. You can see how beautiful this bubu looks. Thank you, and thank you guys for watching to the end. I really appreciate you all. I will see you on the next video. God bless you.